I'm glad you mentioned Timo Meier. Obviously, getting a lot of interest from around the league. We've heard the Devils, we've heard the Shark, we've heard, excuse me, the Golden Knights. You just mentioned the St. Louis Blues, possibly. Just where do you see him ending up?
For me, I think the favorite has to be the New Jersey Devils. And maybe second would be the Carolina Hurricanes. I just see an arms race shaping up with the Islanders and the Rangers already making their big moves in the Metro. And I think those teams have cap space. The way their cap is structured, they could actually sign him to his $10 million qualifying offer if need be, or negotiate something less on an AAV, but longer term and keep him in the fold longer. Carolina, had some money open up with Max Pacioretty, unfortunately going down just as soon as he came back, pretty much. And then the Devils are in an interesting spot with Jesper Bratt, who needs a new contract, and Timo Meier could almost act as some Bratt insurance. And if they wanted to, they have enough room to get them both done. So I think that's a very intriguing landing spot. It's just about who's going to be the more aggressive team here in the next whatever week and a half. After that first rush of those three big forwards that got moved, there seems to be this wait and see. And so now we got Chikrin, Gavrikov, and now Luke Shen all being held out as they await trades. So the sense is I think GMs are waiting for those bigger pieces to move before the next wave of kind of role players gets going.
All right, that's a perfect segue into this. We'll talk about the trade bait candidates. I'll give you one at a time, these four names, and just where you think they're going, and if you think they're going to get traded. I'll start off with James Van Riemsdyk.
Oh, how about Minnesota?
All right, Jake Chikrin. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say they need some help on offense. Their power play could use a boost. Again, a lot of it will come down to money, as someone needs to retain salary in that deal, because right now his cap hit's too high.
Let's go with Jacob Chikrin next.
Oh boy, I guess the front runner is the LA Kings. I'm just kind of stunned that it hasn't happened yet, but I'll say LA.
Vladislav Gavrikov.
The Boston Bruins,
That's
and
an
and which is a
interesting one.
very scary thought, because that team is so dominant, and I already like their defense, but they are looking for a left shot. Don Sweeney realizes, like, he's gone all 4 rounds. He realizes that you don't last 4 rounds without losing a blue liner or two or three in the process, because it is a grind. So I think his preference, or I'm fairly certain his preference, is to get Gavrikov. But if that fails, then I think he will add to the blue line in some way.
That definitely, you're right. That would make them a very scary team. Finally, John Klingberg. Speaking of D-man.
Wow. Has his stock ever dropped? Like, it's just a confounding situation there. 1 year deal, and now he signed that presuming he'd be moved. I just don't know what the return Pat Verbeek is gonna get for him at this point. Like, I don't know. I haven't heard much buzz about him, but certainly, I mean, he can run a power play. He has some offensive upside. I still think he can help a team. Um, I don't know. I'd have to give that one more thought. Have you heard anything about him?
No, I mean, just him being with the Dallas Stars, that's actually where kind of I am. So he's been a very big, he's been a guy that everybody has loved around here. So obviously him getting traded, but you're right. I mean, it seems like the death sentence was getting sent to Anaheim.
Yeah, no one looks good there.
Mm-mm.
It's a tire fire. Um,
Same thing when you talk about Patrick Kane as well.
yeah, well, I think Dallas will make an ad. Whether that, I think they'd be in on Patrick Kane. I wonder if about a return to Dallas for Klingberg. I just don't know if there's hard feelings. Um,
Hmm.
but he loved his time there, and they loved him. It was just a matter of cap restraint that he got pushed out. He wanted too much money.